Good morning, YouTube. So first thing you might notice here is that I'm on the skinny wheels and the curly bars. But what might not be immediately apparent is that I am down at the Mornington Peninsula, heading along the road along the beach, about to pass through Mount Martha, and I'm going to meet up with the Mornington Cycle Club for their Saturday morning bunchie. Should be loads of fun. Not sure how fast this ride will be. It's only going to be a short one, 34 k's, an hour or two, but I'm hoping for some pretty spectacular scenery. So some of you may know that I do a lot of my training on the road bike. That's mostly consisted of Zwift lately. With the bub it's been hard to get out, but I got the chance today, so I'm going to take it. I'm very excited. Let's go check out the Mount Martha beach. It's one of the prettiest beaches, I reckon, in the bay. It's old Mount Martha. It's usually looking really turquoise. Pretty. So cute. I've got a family holiday home down here, so there's going to be plenty of good time spent down here. So I'm just going to do a little recap on the ride for you, because I couldn't really talk much during the ride, because you know it's a bunch ride and it's a bit awkward to talk to yourself in a big group where you know no one. So I'm just going to do some narration over the top of this ride and just tell you how I was feeling throughout it.
This is definitely the group.
There's no doubt this is the group. And yeah, it looks like there's some heavy hitters in here. By this stage, I'm thinking, whoa, lots of people here. Which group should I go in? So there are 4 groups apparently, A, B, C, and D. I ended up rolling off with the B group. And we were tapping along, setting a pretty steady old pace. Felt pretty good at this stage. It was still really super early in the ride. Really pretty views of the bay down on the foreshore. Super nice. So as we rode along the foreshore, they started doing this cycling kind of formation. So the front rider was constantly kind of switching. So the riders on the right were passing the riders on the left slightly. So this meant I did a few solid turns on the front, and I probably went a little bit hard. Got a bit overexcited at this point and pushed it a bit too hard. Then came the relatively small first climb. I then kind of really went for it on this big climb, because I'm used to riding towards the front of a group, and my natural kind of competitive nature took over, and I just wanted to be first up the hill. I wasn't quite first, but whatever. And it turns out that kind of really cost me dearly. As we rolled through the suburbs after that, I started to realize I was really hurting. We were probably like 10 or 15 minutes in, not even halfway through the ride. And I noticed I was struggling to really actually do the turns on the front and chase down the rider in front to get up to the front of the bunch, and then put my head in the wind. And I was probably spending more time off the back of the bunch, just hanging there, freeloading basically, just because I was in such a bad way. Until the point where I thought I captured it, but I seemingly didn't. I got spat out the back of the bunch and got dropped, and the group just kind of rode away from me, which was a very difficult sight to witness, but I just had to suck it up and kind of go it alone. And when you're kind of out there on the roads by yourself that you don't necessarily know, I didn't even really know where I was going, it can get a little bit kind of dangerous, so I was a bit worried about that. The big plus about riding in a bunch is there are safety in numbers, so I was a little bit sad to lose the crew, and a little bit scared because I was way more vulnerable now. But then all of a sudden someone actually came up behind me, someone who had been riding in the group earlier. He just came out of nowhere, and I was kind of like really surprised but also really happy to see him. So he got spat out the back earlier, and then he chased me down. So we kind of worked together and rode together for quite a few Ks. So then soon enough we hit one of the final and more lengthy climbs, at which point the C grade group, the front of the C group, caught us up and overtook us, and then we kind of grouped together with the remainder of the C grade group at the top of the climb. Then we met up with a whole lot of MMC riders, or at least they were riders in their kit, and we rode with them all the way back to the end of the ride, which finished up at Common Folk. So Common Folk is a cafe that kind of sits in like a more industrial area of Mornington, but it's actually really nice. I've been there before, and the food's super tasty. So then everyone was kind of queuing up and getting their coffee after a solid effort on the bike, but it was time for me to head home.
Well, just did my first Mornington Cycle Club 2 bays ride. Whoa, it was way too close. Lucky I was filming. Definitely don't have the fitness that I used to. Turns out training like 1 hour a week doesn't hold you in great stead. Also majorly freaking sleep deprived, but excuses. I'll come good. But yeah, that was a really fun ride. A really nice circuit, hardly any lights. Traffic wasn't too bad. Met a few really nice chaps. It's good to know some safe roads to ride around this area, because that's a big part of road riding, is knowing which roads to ride. You don't want to end up by yourself on the wrong road. It's just really dangerous. Riding in a big group like that is so much safer. Alright, limping back home now to the safety of the beach house. Dang, that really ruined me. But I'm really glad there is a strong cycling community down here. It's going to make for a really great company in the years to come. Really solid mountain bike community as well. So that's great. But I am absolutely broken, which is definitely a good thing. Onwards and upwards. Alrighty guys, I reckon that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this little look into my road cycling world. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more of this kind of thing. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified of new updates to the channel. There is beautiful Mount Martha. Stunning. Look at that. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Catch you soon for more tales from the trails and yeah, the odd bit of tarmac too. Ciao.